Hey there, Taurus. Welcome back to my channel. If you enjoy my readings, please be sure to like and subscribe, as well as leave me a comment and let me know if this reading resonates with you. Alright, so today we've got the Mystical Shaman Oracle, and your first card is the Mystical Shaman Oracle, and it's reversed, so let's take a quick look. Alright, so your first card is the card from the south, and it represents that in which you need to let go off. What needs to be shed? It is an old wound that no longer needs to define you. Alright, and the Mystical Shaman Oracle is number 38. And it's reversed. Okay. So, the medicine. Be careful what you pray for. The mystical shaman cautions you against relentless attachment to certain form that you think will make you happy, prosperous, famous, loved, etc. However, in seeing your dream come into being, had you considered what you were willing to sacrifice for it? Perhaps you have been telling yourself that a certain story for so long that the story that only when you reach this particular goal that you will be happy, and that you will arrive, and you didn't even notice that you're no longer the person who wanted those outcomes. You may have moved beyond those stories. Perhaps it's time to admit to yourself that you need to imagine a new story that is more in alignment with who you have become. This is just one moment in a million moments in the continuum of a life. Let it go. Let it be just a story and move on. Better tales are waiting to be told. Alright, so the card that goes with this one, the Mystical Shaman Oracle, is Triggers, Destroy Love. So this is your love card. It says, be sure to go to a therapist and find the root of your trigger. So many times trauma is something that causes you to have triggers. So what I like to do is journal, especially if I have like a breakdown or some kind of, irrational, mouthy, maybe I just go off on somebody for no reason or something of that nature. Then I'll write it down in my journal, and then after a year you go back and look, and it will help you to decipher what's going wrong in your life that's causing these triggers. And at that point, you can make some changes for the better. Alright, number 26 is the hummingbird. And the hummingbird, the essence. Despite being so little, the hummingbird is a great journeyer, migrating between North and Central and South America to feed from summer nectar. This gentle creature can be fiercely territorial to protect its home. The hummingbird teaches us to be gentle to ourselves and protect our personal space. Okay, but for this particular card, this is something that you need to let go of, or something about your story that needs to be let go of. And it may find new meaningful story in your life. So the hummingbird invites you to embark on an epic quest, bypass the dung pile of old pain and hurts, and head for the flowers. Learn to trust the calling that you hear ever so softly. Alright, and the buzzing that you feel is the sound of your hummingbird wings preparing you to say yes to a new adventure. This is not the time to linger on what is going to go wrong, but to trust in the rightness of the moment and take a bold action. Trust that success is assured. Even if you must face tests and challenges to reach your destination, know that all will be well because the all is in the small. Alright, so I really love that one. The card that we've got for your relationship, or the love card, is Persona Swap. So this has to do with, this can be anything in a relationship where the person is no longer who they used to be. And you know, I find that, even like, it's not just, this card does say bad relationships right on it, and it's got a broken heart, but it has also to do with change, and like when you're in a relationship for a long period of time, your persona becomes the person that you're with, and they also become you. So the personas of your loved ones, you do take them on, alright? Just like if you watch too much TV, you'll start laughing like the person on the TV, right? Okay. Wild Woman. Reversed. Alright, so this one also has gender roles as your card that goes with this. So let's go ahead and take a second. Let me look at this card here. This is number 62. Alright, so we have the medicine for you tonight. Excess for its own sake is a sign of imbalance. This is a warning that you may be trapped in an obsessive thinking or behavior, looking for release in places that never provided it. Let go, lest you become like the hungry ghosts of Chinese Buddhist lore that can never be fulfilled. True release comes from trusting the fluidity of life, understanding that just as a river needs its banks to flow through, so too do you need boundaries around your thinking and behavior. Now is the time to simplify and be mindful and connect to the light within. Alright, and then for this particular card, it has gender roles. If you had to do everything that your lover does every day, would you still be wanting to hold the same gender roles? Okay, so let's take a look. For your final card is the Andean Cross. And this looks just like the Zia Sun. I absolutely love it. So the Zia Sun is the state flag of New Mexico, from which I was born. Alright, so this card is the last card, and it represents your possible destiny. So, the way in which you share your treasure and gifts with others. Alright? And this is only the second card in the whole deck. So I feel like that's saying something, that this is one of the first things that you learn in life. But we're going to read the medicine. It says, the time has passed and the window of opportunity is closed. Now is not the moment to take the leap that you have been over preparing for. It is best to wait until the conditions in heaven line up again to offer you a more proportionous moment. Any bold action that you take now will require tremendous effort on your part. Just as important as knowing when to act is knowing when to return to your inner stillness and wait for a more favorable time. Alright, so let's go ahead and read the essence of this card just to kind of see like why we're getting this medicine. Alright, so it says the Andean cross represents the cosmology of the shaman. It depicts the four cardinal directions: the upper, the lower, the upper and lower worlds and the steps to reach the realms. You can't really see it, but there it is. And it says, the hole in the center is a gateway to interdimensional travel, the proverbial eye of the needle that we can all go through to experience higher state of awareness and wisdom and break free from linear time. All right. So, I mean, the only real way to break free from linear time is to get out of this monotonous reality that is basically how all of humanity is. They're just going from one day to the next, and they're not really concerned about, longevity, which the card that you have here is Harmony. The love card is longevity and communication, consistency, stability, and the opposite is stagnation and instability. So you definitely don't want calamity, right? We don't want calamity hour. We're looking for harmony, love, light, and longevity. All right, so whatever it is here, this opportunity, that it's saying that your window of opportunity is closed. I feel like maybe it's time to look to yourself. It's like whenever you are unable to move forward and you really can't move back, then the best thing that you can do is work on yourself and become a better person in your heart. Alright, let's pull a Narcissist card for you. Okay, why are we self-sabotaging? About to get the pay raise that you want, but you're going to quit your job? Making excuses not to go to the gym. Parent ignored me. And, okay, so this is about self-sabotage and how your childhood may be affecting you as an adult. It says, whenever you're a child and your parent ignores you, you automatically think that the parent is right in ignoring you, and so therefore you think that, this is acceptable. And in turn, in the future, when other people ignore you or treat you poorly, you allow it because it's something that you've become accustomed to. But it says here that it's not acceptable for the parent to do this. It's not acceptable behavior from the parent to do this to the child. And I wanted to give a shout out to S. Truthless for this great YouTube video about self-sabotage. And the exercise that he recommends is to take a piece of paper, and in order to stop making excuses and stop stifling your own success, it says on the right side of the paper, list your negatives, and on the left side of the paper, list the opposite, okay? And then at the very end, write down the answer, why do I deserve better? Conflict, internal conflicts, okay? So then, how do I stop self-sabotaging? It says, listen to yourself. I put this, Jiminy Cricket, your personal conscience. It says that you're worth it. Alright, so this, if you're an artist, S. Truthless is extremely good for helping you get past, artist block. Like, if you ever feel like you might have writer's block or artist block, or you're just not feeling motivated, I highly recommend this channel for moving forward. Alright, let's pull one more card here. It says, how to tell if you have MPD. Alright, let's start on the other side. Dissociative identity disorder. Multiple personalities. Augmented personalities. alter egos, narcissistic fantasies of grandiosity, omnipotence, unlimited power, able to accomplish anything, magical thinking. Each new personality has a date of inception, usually a reaction to a trauma or an abuse. How to tell if you have multiple personality disorder. I am not a doctor and I cannot diagnose you, okay? If you don't remember what happened after you go into rage, personalities talk differently and they sound different. So if you have multiple personalities, then you might break out in a different accent or a different voice altogether. It says that this stems from childhood traumas as well as chronic abuse, where your alter personality takes over as the abuser. And it can even leave you with false memories. Alright, and I've seen this personally in drug abuse situations, where people, they begin to believe false things that have happened to them. And they think it happened to them, and this does not just have to happen through drug abuse. I'm sure that trauma can cause the same type of issues, but a lot of people will become so convinced that something that horrible has happened to them from paranoia that they actually have these false memories that their family has done them wrong while their family was trying to help them, or that they're, for example, their loved ones, they may not believe that they are who they say they are. Alright, so there's one more. We're going to do, I think we're going to wrap it up on that one, but I highly recommend taking the time to do some of these exercises, and it will definitely help you. So thank you, Taurus, for all the likes and comments and subscribes, and if you've stayed to the end, I very much appreciate it, and y'all come back now, you hear?